Hi, everyone.
Wow.
Hi,
This
Mason.
is my most monotone
So calm.
intro ever. But I have a story to tell you guys before I introduce everyone.
that
Oh,
sounds
boy.
good.
I was walking through the forest the other day,
Oh,
and I found this piece of amber.
Oh my god.
okay. So
And
it's a
it had
made
a
up story.
piece of, it had a
Got
piece of someone's DNA in it, and I extracted it, and then I recreated them,
That's creepy.
and I brought them back to the podcast since October. Welcome back,
It's
Andrew.
me, mother. Hey, what's up, guys?
Bro, you got trapped in
Tyler.
a piece of amber?
Yeah, that's where he's been.
That's
It's like
dope.
Dude, just imagine like a bunch of mosquitoes.
Wow, you actually did watch it.
Oh my god,
Damn. Impressive.
dude! Not like like I haven't seen Jurassic Park before.
quick fact. I watched it like 3 years ago for the first time.
You need a mic stand, man. What are you doing standing there holding your mic? What are you doing,
Dude, he
stand-up
doesn't
comedy?
podcast
Listen,
anymore?
gentlemen,
Remember when he was the one that only sounded good,
Gentlemen.
and now he's the one that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing?
I have again just moved recently back into my parents' house.
Don't share that with the internet.
Man, you're putting that all over the internet, huh?
This is wild.
This
It's
is the
wild
Andrew
times.
we have. Yeah.
Wild times.
All right.
It's like the
well,
old
we
Wild
picked
West
Jurassic,
out here.
We picked Jurassic Park because we were gonna do all the Godzilla movies, and I was like, we're probably like, those are fine. So we're like, let's pick good monster movies
Those are
before
fine.
Kong versus Godzilla comes out. So we picked Jurassic Park. Came out when none of us were alive, and then it has been around our whole life. So Tyler, I'll start with you.
Yeah, let's do
What does
it.
Jurassic Park mean to you?
Uh
How did you like it?
yeah, so the when I flicked it on at 3:00 this afternoon.
All you guys watched it today.
I was-
Everyone watched it today.
I was still I was thinking that I'd actually just seen this like 3 months ago, and then literally in the first scene I was like, oh wait, Jurassic World is what I watched, and I think I got them confused because honestly, they do a lot of callbacks in the
Man, you
first
got that confused
Jurassic
from 3
World.
months ago?
Yeah, but I think that also speaks to how like ahead of its time and like solid this movie was. Like the CGI. First of all, I definitely have a gripe with the fact that he said the Bronchosaurus has a 30-foot neck. That definitely looks like it has a 100-foot neck in that movie or in that opening scene.
Its neck is 30 feet tall. It doesn't mean its body's not
Yeah,
already
that
20 feet
neck
off the
looks
ground.
like it was 100 feet. Like that neck was
That
not.
could just be perspective from
The
the
neck
camera.
was not
like,
5
the,
feet.
The,
Let's
the
get
human
that.
to scale it was way closer to the
Yeah,
camera.
yeah. Perspective from the camera about the thing that isn't real.
Yeah, fair.
Hey, those are real. Haven't you ever been to Chicago Airport? There's one in the middle of the terminal. It's just dead.
No, I've not been to the Chicago airport, but
Well, it's just there's a giant dinosaur in the middle of the airport, and I went in like 5th grade, and I was like, wow, that's huge.
Bro, Tucson is the farthest east I've been. I have not been to Chicago.
are you serious?
Yes.
We need a separate podcast just to dive into that a little bit more.
All right, anyway, carry on.
No, but look, here's my take on the movie. I got 4 points. One, this is why I'm going to continue to invest in the genomics ETF, ticker IDNA.
My God.
Two,
This is not a stock podcast.
two, greed and power comes at a cost. 3, Jeff Goldblum was a little strong in this movie in terms of his advancements. And 4, hello, Laura Dern.
All right, Andrew, you just watched it.
Wow,
Welcome
okay.
back. What did you think about it?
Well, the movie definitely stands up to the test of time. Like for real, this movie's absolutely. I love it. I thought it was entertaining front to back. I thought little Timmy, that's one tough SOB, man.
Well, I'm going to
Yes.
go into this and say little Timmy's a little bitch, and that's Mason's character of the week.
Oh, you're
It's because at the end of the
Oh.
movie, he's just whining like a little
Dude,
bitch trying
you
to help
get
his
shocked
sister out.
by 10,000 volts of electricity.
Yo,
and
I have
just
something to
like
say about
Howdy
that.
Donkey, you know?
I have something
me
to say about
continue.
that. We'll get into that
Let
later.
me continue. We're watching it, and Timmy's trying to be this tough badass the whole time.
Is he,
his
though?
His sister's trying. his sister's the one who's like being realistic and scared. And the moment any situation happens where one of them has to be cool and the other one shits himself, Timmy shitting himself and the girl is being cool, I literally saw my childhood.
I was gonna say, dude, he's like
person.
8. That's what it is to be an 8-year-old.
And she's like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta
and
be-
she's cool.
You gotta be calm, cool, and collected for your little 8-year-old brother.
So I just saw me and Lauren. She's
I could
always
totally
just saving
see
my
it.
ass. So that was it. Tyler, it went from the most badass characters of every movie.
I know you're
to I've been
overcorrecting,
now.
and I think we tipped you off to it, and now you're like, oh man, I really got to play to the crowd a little bit more. Now I'm just gonna play the weenie
No, you can't.
for every.
You can't tell me that this kid who's trying to be the super cool and tells all these facts and making fun of his sister for being a computer nerd and then is the one that's always getting saved. You cannot just see me and Lauren and
Oh,
she's
you're right.
saving
That's a
my
good
ass
call.
for helping me
That's-
with
Oh,
everything.
for sure.
That's a good call.
But are you sure you don't want to call yourself like Jeff Goldblum or Sam Neill's character, Grant?
Don't call yourself
I'm
Goldblum.
not-
Dude was a little creepy.
I'm not smart enough
Yeah, that's
to
true.
be
He was,
Sam Neill.
but-
I'm not smart enough to be Sam Neill, and I'm not smooth enough to be.
Smooth.
Uh,
I'm with Tyler. He was a little creepy.
he was very. He was
There was a
very
scene where he was
forward.
doing like the water thing with Laura Dern. In the
Oh
fan.
yeah, like touching
that's
her way
cute.
too much.
That's cute, but like grabbing her hair as you're
The
doing
hair
it,
that was
thing was
weird.
weird. The
Little
hair
far.
thing was weird. Could you imagine doing something like that nowadays, boys?
Yeah, a little.
No.
I mean, maybe that's why I'm single.
Oh God,
Mason's
Mason.
just out here grabbing hair.
Stop digging yourself a insurmountable hole here.
But yeah, continue, Andrew. You liked it. It was good.
Loved it. Loved it. 10 out,
Okay.
10 out of 10. It honestly was better than Jurassic World. So
Agreed. I agree.
That's not
it's not
hard.
hard to
Jurassic
do.
World is shit.
I thought Jurassic World was awful, but
Yeah,
it's
but
perfectly fine. It's just this is
Yo,
so much better.
the CGI still though was incredible.
Well, there's not that much of
But
it.
you
That's
you
what's
look
so
at it and you
amazing
go,
about
wait,
it.
this was made in the early 90s?
Yeah,
when everything
only
else was so
55
cheesy.
scenes have CGI. The rest of it's real. That just is insane. That 6 years later they had Phantom Menace and it had over 2,000 shots in the movie were CGI. This has 55 scenes or something.
all right, great
that are
movie though. But
CGI.
Yeah, shout out to Tyler's favorite movie.
Oh, don't worry. I already
Shout
got
out
plans
Darth Maul,
for
baby.
Your stupid Star Wars movies.
Let's
coming
go.
up. Don't worry. Jake, what about you? What did you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I also really did notice the CGI looked really good, especially for how old it was. But it was a good time. Also, one thing I was really noticing was a lot of I was getting a lot of Alien vibes with this one. We talked a lot about the influence Alien had on other movies. I was definitely getting that with this one. Obviously, velociraptors instead of whatever the heck
Xenomorphs.
Alien was. Yeah, xenomorphs. Yeah, or what did we call him? What did we call the xenomorph?
Sterny?
No.
We called him.
No. We called them Xeniers.
Oh, it was
bro.
Oh my God! It,
It
was
was because
Stern. We called him
Stern.
Stern.
Oh,
Good
Sterny.
old-
Yeah, we called him Stern.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was obviously Velociraptors instead of Stern, but it was kind of similar vibes and kind of speaks to Alien. But yeah, I had a good time with this one. It was a fun watch and exhilarating. Had me on the edge of my seat most of the time, but also, I mean, kind of predictable, but still cool.
Steven Spielberg did this one, and he does Jaws, which is basically the first Aliens. And he said, I wanted to remake Jaws, but with more money. So he basically remade Jaws with more money. And I was like, that's a good way to put it. Because you don't ever
Never
see the
seen
shark
Jaws.
in Jaws. And
Yeah.
well, don't worry. Next week we're watching Jaws
Oh,
because
there we go.
more monster movies.
You're about
He
to.
doesn't show the velociraptors, which are like the main villain of the whole movie. We just keep hearing these stories,
Till
and in
the end.
Jaws, yeah, I guess we won't go. We'll go into more of that with Jaws next week. But he wanted to have that whole build, and then when they come up, they just steal the show. And I was like, that's pretty good.
They did.
So he,
And that was a place that I really noticed. I assume that was mostly CGI once the Velociraptors came out at the end.
some of it, and then some of them are the crew members in a velociraptor suit walking around the kitchen.
Huh. Interesting.
That's it. Yeah. So like they built animatronic dinosaurs for like this whole entire movie. So all their close-up scenes of them like moving their head are all animatronics, but the moment they have to move like fast-paced,
Like
or
30 mile an hour running.
yeah, that's CGI.
That's a great call, though, if you're Spielberg, right? Because
Yeah, seriously.
leaning on those animatronics, like that's going to stand the test of time a lot longer.
That's gonna look a
than
lot better,
the tech of 1990. I mean, it's the same thing could be said for anyone producing Kong versus Godzilla. Like 20 years from now, do we really think Kong versus Godzilla is going to hold up all that well?
It depends on how you do it.
No
because
CGI will ever hold up all that well when you're looking 50 years down the road.
Yeah.
It depends, though, because like the
It's the way
Terminator movies
technology
do it
advances.
in such a way where like it's meant in this world where it doesn't ever age itself out of it. Like it looks there, and they make the robots, even though they're CGI, look really robotic and move slowly, and it really works still. Even though if you watch it 30 years later, you're like, this works. It doesn't overdo it. There's just some movies that they do that really well. Where obviously two of the best filmmakers of all time, James Cameron and Steven Spielberg, were like, all right, we're going to know how to make this look good.
Yeah, that's
And I
fair,
think that's a
but
big difference.
if you're making CGI of a living animal, that needs to look real, of how our eyes perceive real living animals to look.
Also, arguably the two greatest filmmakers. You forgot to say Chris Nolan.
Well, we'll get into that a little bit because I was going to bring that up. Jordan, what about you? What did you like think about the movie? Or what does it mean to you?
First, I have a question for each of you, and you have to answer. Do you believe in dinosaurs?
No.
Yo, I actually went to high school with a kid who didn't believe in dinosaurs.
Well,
We went to
that's the
college
inside
with a
joke.
kid who didn't.
We went to college.
I'm
with
on a
someone,
Zoom with a kid
and
that doesn't believe in dinosaurs.
That's me. I don't believe in dinosaurs. This movie's all fake. It's not real.
I believe in them.
All right. Well,
Is there a follow up there, Jordan?
no. All I gotta say is, as a child who went to the O'Hare Airport at least like 4 times a year, I had to see the 72-foot long dinosaur. So, shout out to Chicago O'Hare dinosaur Mason. And then,
Shout out O'Hare.
yeah. Also, another question for you guys. I don't know if like did you guys ever have comforters with like cartoons on them? No. As a little kid, like little kid, I had,
kind of. I mean, I had a bunch of Batman stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I had Land Before Times, so like I loved dinosaurs as a kid, and then I saw this
Big
movie,
Land Before Time fan.
and
Land Before Time was amazing.
shout out Littlefoot, and this movie, like I was kind of scared of dinosaurs for the first time when I saw it as a child, but it's a good movie. I like the cast as normally with the movies we pick, but I don't know. For some reason, I think this movie just doesn't hold as much for me. I don't know why. It just doesn't. I'm not as big of a fan
doesn't
as
like
this
give
movie.
you that like nice.
No.
It doesn't give you that nice feeling of just having something nostalgic to go back to, because that's really what this did for me.
No, that didn't do that for me at all. I don't know.
I mean, I literally watched this for the first time like 4 years ago, and watching it again last night, like I liked it. It was like whatever, and I didn't really pay that close attention to it. This movie is a fucking masterpiece. And
Yeah,
also,
it's-
1993 is like the best year a director has ever had, because Steven Spielberg does this, and then after he gets the rights to the book, they're like, Universal was like, oh, okay, he wants to do Schindler's List, which comes out the same year, and they're like, you have to do Jurassic Park for us. So he
My
throws out
God, those
Jurassic
both
Park.
came out the same year.
Yeah, Jurassic Park, which made $1 billion, and then let's go out with Schindler's List, my passion project, which wins my first Best Oscar or Best Picture and
My
Best
gosh.
Director nomination. Like, what a fucking year!
No kidding.
Like, I don't know anyone who's had that year, and then he just goes on like the '90s run where it's like Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, does Saving Private Ryan, does Catch Me If You Can, just
movie.
blows around a bunch of movies, just runs through them.
Jeez.
This was watching this, Tyler. You bring up Nolan. I compared Nolan to a better version of Michael Bay. Steven Spielberg is
That's
everything
right.
I want. Everything I want Christopher Nolan to be. He does it. He has the human aspects of it where you actually believe the characters, and you're like, that was something I really noticed. Was like, I really like all these people. Like, they're all good together. They work well. He does a really good job of just making you feel for the characters. And oh yeah, he's gonna go all out to make a fucking T-Rex
Yeah.
and have it attack a car.
I think they try and tackle completely different spaces. There is some overlap, specifically with like Christopher Nolan doing Dunkirk, but I would say that I don't know. You just mentioned it. Like, look at what Spielberg has done. He did Saving Private Ryan. He did Schindler's List. He did Jurassic Park. He did Jaws. And those, while he was a visionary in creating those projects, like, they still are not too far out of reality, right? And Christopher Nolan, I mean, that guy just aims for the stars. Like he says, let me raise you a person in a bookshelf leveraging different dimensions. Like it's completely different topics. And I think that's where like we got to either like give Nolan additional credit or just give him some extra leeway in terms of him trying to tackle those harder concepts for us to wrap our brains around.
Well,
Space.
you missed out on
That's an
two
interesting
of Spielberg's biggest movies, which are E.T., about an alien that comes to Earth and befriends a kid, which I guess it's the same thing, but he does go to space and the whole extraterrestrial. And then Close Encounters with a Third Kind, which I guarantee you none of you guys have seen it, but Tyler, you would love it. It's literally about aliens coming to Earth and a guy comes in contact with them and he just is the only person that knows how to communicate with them. And it's incredible. It's a great movie. I watched it in a music class because it has a great score, which also, Jake, you were humming the Jurassic Park score, John Williams.
Yeah, that's
I think this is the
classic.
first time we've ever talked about a score where we're all like, yeah, we're all for this one, like immediately starting. John Williams, just awesome. And I was going to save him more for Jaws because, I mean, Jaws,
Isn't that
Star
what
Wars.
Spielberg is really known for, though? Is having, like, the phenomenal
Raiders
scores in the movies?
Him and John Williams work.
Yeah, they just
together a lot,
attach
so
each
it's
other
kind
to.
of-
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
attached to each other.
So both of them are just like, John Williams is the composer, and they're just
Yeah.
like, let's just be buddies and we'll do every movie together.
I think he's the
And
ghost.
pretty cool.
John Williams
Spielberg did
also
Indiana
joins up with-
Jones too. Oh man.
with George Lucas. Lucas's company did all the animation for Jurassic Park. Like we talked about last week with Francis Ford Coppola, how George Lucas was a part of that. Freaking Martin Scorsese, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, and Francis Ford Coppola are all buddies, and they all just help each other out in movies. That's just an unreal gauntlet of directors, and like 4 of the most iconic ones of all time. And they're all like, let's just help each other all the time. I think that's just really cool. And people don't ever talk about that enough. But we're going to get into the summaries of the movie. This will be better than Inception, Tyler. But
In your defense,
less
that is a
detailed
tough
than-
movie to summarize in a minute.
I don't know. I think my Instagram post was pretty great. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was literally Leonardo DiCaprio goes into a dream and plants it in someone's head at the end of the movie. And you got great. It was great. I had so much fun editing that episode. It was freaking hilarious. Way too long, like Inception.
Anyway,
But
let's hear about Jurassic Park.
we open up on a giant cage and a bunch of military people putting an animal in the cage
Military?
behind this fence.
They were
Hey,
like
military
construction
people.
workers.
Yeah, paramilitary. No, I like that.
Paramilitary. Yeah.
All right.
And then we see, which we now know is a velociraptor, hit the back of the cage. The guy on the top of the cage falls down, gets eaten. Then we are open up to our main protagonist, I guess he is in the movie. He's one of the main ones. There's like 5 main ones.
Dr. Grimes.
Sam Neill, Dr. Allen, who is a paleontologist, and they find a raptor dig site with Laura Dern. I don't know her name. I literally know every actor in this movie.
Dr.
Ellie.
Sadler. Ellie Sadler.
Sadler.
Ellie.
Ellie Sadler. They're a paleontologist and a paleobotanist. Thank you, Martian, for telling me
Yeah.
what this is.
Shout out Mark Watney.
Yeah. We are then introduced to the guy who's basically supposed to be Walt Disney, who has a park filled with dinosaurs and was like, hey, come check out my park and I will
Hammond.
fund your next three digs. So they go to the park. We meet Jeff Goldblum, his 2 grandkids, and then we were introduced to Jurassic Park, which is probably the greatest theme song and let's say our name of our title in the movie with a scene. Welcome to Jurassic Park, and then the giant dinosaur.
Wait, are you saying it's the best theme song of any movie?
Best
Yo, Andrew,
theme
copyright.
song? It's not the best, but like it's definitely top 5. I
Okay.
would say.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's like
It's definitely
greatest-
catchy. It gets real stuck in your head for sure.
Yeah.
How often do they have the theme song of the movie, and then the character in the movie says "Welcome to Jurassic Park"? Like, oh, this is when
Probably
you start
only in
watching
one
the
movie in Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just thought that was cool. I was like, I like this. I'm all for it. We see all the dinosaurs. They talk about all the problems that they have. Then where Newman from Seinfeld suddenly shows up. He's kind of a dick. And then he's trying to sell some dinosaur DNA, and he messes everything up. Park loses power, and then all the dinosaurs get out, and havoc ensues. And then the movie ends. I feel like that's a good summary. I was getting too
After
detailed.
they escape on a helicopter.
Yeah, everyone lives.
Except for 2 people.
The lawyer.
Way more than 2 people died, but like 2 people that we care about died.
Right, 2
But-
characters we actually met.
No one
Samuel
cares
L.
about the
Jackson.
lawyer.
Actually 3. Samuel L. Jackson, Arnold,
Also,
the lawyer, and the guy from Seinfeld. What was his name?
Oh no.
Newman.
And then
Arnold.
also the game warden. The game warden dies too.
yeah.
Oh
That's-
yeah, him too.
All right.
4 big
Speaking
ones.
of Game Warden, he has 2 of the best lines of the movie. Let's go in the box of
Hell
chocolates.
yeah.
Him screaming "shooter" scared me as a kid. When I would people would be watching this movie, and I'd immediately leave the room because I was a chicken. I'd hear, "Shooter!" and it just sounded terrifying. And then when he's hunting the raptors at the end, and then he gets hunted, and then he's like, "Clever girl," I was like, "That's just kind of dope." You're dead, but you're like, respect. Game recognizes
Yeah,
game.
that was kind of cool.
But yeah, that's one of my best lines. Do you guys have one? Or you want me to just keep reading them off? Go ahead, Tyler.
Sorry.
Thanks for raising your
I wanted to say this before we jumped in the real moments. This isn't a line, but Wayne Knight, the bigger, more heavy set
Newman.
guy coder, Newman. Do you guys know where you recognize him from?
Oh, he
Seinfeld.
was
The freaking
Seinfeld?
toy collector in Toy Story 2.
Oh my
Oh.
god, dude.
And it is but what I love is that they animated the character in Toy
Spot
Story
on.
2 to be
To look exactly like him, yeah.
it is literally like he was in a live action movie. It's amazing.
He's also the principal in Happy Gilmore, or Billy Madison.
Oh, yeah.
That's the wrestler that kills the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
this guy
always
had
see
a
him
hell
putting
of a
on the
run,
mask.
man. That voice is
Dude,
distinct.
the 90s, he killed it. Is he still alive?
Yes.
I'd imagine Newman Seinfeld really launched him, or was he famous before that?
No, Seinfeld is the one that blew him up.
Had to have been.
It was Seinfeld, then he did Billy Madison, Jurassic Park, and I think Toy Story was at the end of it.
He was
Toy
in
Story
Space
2.
Jam too, but yeah, he had a
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, he was in Space Jam.
killer.
Is he going to be in
Can we
Space
do
Jam
that one
2?
before? Are we going to do that one before it comes out with LeBron?
Oh, well, it's
Let's
already.
do it.
yeah,
I've never
it's
seen
gonna-
Are they gonna? Are they
I
gonna
totally
cancel
want to
him?
watch Space Jam 2 for sure.
All right. Well, there you go. Just know before.
Okay, but
Go ahead, Tyler.
no, I was
What's
going to
your-
say
what's your line?
not to completely derail it. I'll get us back to the quotes. I have to say, hands down, my favorite line in this. I think it's Samuel L. Jackson's first line. He literally goes, "Hold on to your butts." Amazing.
That's a good one. Jake, do you got a line?
I did, and then I forgot to write it down, and then I forgot the line. So
Nice.
Jordan,
I
you
kinda
wrote
screwed
down a great line. Can you reenact the line for us that you have written down?
No, because I am not a
Come on.
T-Rex, and therefore I cannot roar with the commanding authority that T-Rex did in that movie. I don't know how you're not just like, oh,
RAR
fuck.
XD, baby.
That's like Apex Predator, man. Like, okay, I mean,
come on, give it a shot. See what you can do.
Yeah.
no, I can't do it. It's just not fair.
Yeah. Copyright. Don't do
Wait,
it.
is it?
you're right.
Are you talking about the roar when the poster
The
like
T-Rex
fell down
roar.
in front of him?
All the roars. Every T-Rex
Or
roar
all of them.
is just...
There was
Even
that
the
one scene where he
purrs.
basically like posed for the camera.
The first one, where he's in the rain and you hear him for the first time,
Footsteps.
that's
Like
scene
that. There you
is
go. There was
just-
the T-Rex.
Yes.
That is not
That'd be
Apex
terrifying.
Predator.
Running,
Totally the
Jake. That's
T-Rex.
good. That is an
Oh.
Apex Predator. That's great.
Just leave it in. I just decided that dogs were unprofessionally
Well, that also
We love
could not be
dogs.
more fitting. I love it.
Well, yeah, it really was. Another great line is Jeff Goldblum in the car, which is a creepy scene, but yet he has a great
Or the
line.
water one.
He goes, God creates dinosaur. God kills dinosaur. God creates man. Man kills God. Man creates dinosaur. Dinosaurs eat man.
No, and then Sadler said dinosaur eats man and women inherits the earth.
Oh, thank you,
was
Mason.
it.
That was the line that I wanted to write down and I forgot to.
Audibly laughed out loud.
Yeah, that
and
was so good.
I do not remember this whatsoever. That was such a quick line. And I was like, God, that's funny.
Oh,
this
yeah.
movie's really
There
funny.
were a lot.
Both the guys looked at her like, what the? But yeah, that was so good. I love that one.
That, and then when they all jump out of the car, and Goldblum's like, how do we know? Butterfly effect. And he's like, now I'm talking to myself in my car. I was like, do you think Spielberg's just like, hey, just keep talking. I'm just running the camera and see what you come up with?
Yeah,
'Cause that doesn't
with
feel like
somebody,
that's a
I'm
script
sure.
line.
with somebody
yeah.
like Goldblum especially. Yeah, that guy is interesting to say the least. I'm Jeff Goldblum.
Just let whatever's in his brain come out and see what happens.
So this one's not really a line. It is a line, but it's more of like, I thought of a meme immediately when I saw it, and I was like, I gotta share this with everyone. They were talking about the Raptors at the end of the movie, and they're like, so there's only one out, right? And Laura Dern was like, unless they can open doors, and all of a sudden we see the scene of the Raptor opening the door. The first thing that came to my head was the Raptor was like, hold my beer, and just opening the door. So I literally wrote down, unless they can open the door, Raptors, hold my beer, in quotes, because I just laughed. I was like, that's kind of the first one.
Yeah, there were.
And then...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there were a lot of good lines. I think the first half of this movie, it had a lot of the memorable dialogue, and I guess we'll get to it in the golden ticket part. But like the first half of the setup of this movie was pretty damn good.
They did a great job with that first half of just giving you that wonder. And Spielberg said he did this. Part of the reason he did this movie is he wanted to feel like a kid again. Mm-hmm. He's like, I wanted to be a kid. I wanted to watch this through a kid's eyes. And I was like, you literally did it. And that's why everything's from the lower angle. You want to have the awe. And when I heard that this morning when I was doing the research, I was like, that's exactly what I thought going through Chicago Airport, seeing that skeleton. It was like, oh my God, these things were on the same planet as us. And them doing that is just the greatest thing ever. Of just like, hold on, they have this giant Brachiosaurus, right?
Yeah,
I'm not good with dinosaurs. I know two.
You get a pass there.
That being said, the next best line of this movie is the, oh my God, they do move in herds. Because the reason I watched this movie is we were watching Ted 2. And Ted 2, when him and Mark Wahlberg, the teddy bear, come up to crash into this field, and there's a giant marijuana farm. And then they have the Jurassic Park theme, and the teddy bear goes, oh my God, they do move in herds. And I chuckled at it, and someone was like, you know that's from Jurassic Park? I was like, no. Literally stopped watching Ted 2. We put on Jurassic Park.
It's literally the most famous quote of the entire movie. How do you not know that that's from Jurassic Park?
In Mason's defense,
I never saw it. I never saw it before. It was like, it's one of those movies where you just see highlights of it all the time. Where like you can put the movie together.
Top
like,
shots.
I felt like I've seen it. Kind of, yeah. Like you did with Happy Gilmore. Like you've seen enough of it.
Somebody get
enough
NFTs on Jurassic Park. Let's go.
I would totally buy the T-Rex
sure
for all the money.
Jordan, do the T-Rex war. We'll put that up for like $10.
$10.
Do it.
We're getting that up.
Please,
for
Jordan. Please.
Hey, if we make a Patreon, Jordan will pay. You can pay Jordan $10 to do.
Oh, I will
If we
do
make
that
an
for
OnlyFans,
$10.
You could pay Jordan $100.
Is this
I
is this
will
cameo
definitely
or
become a
Patreon?
$10 subscriber to get Jordan to do that.
If we do OnlyFans, Jordan will pose like Jeff Goldblum with his shirt off.
Oh, God. Yikes.
Yo, let's
Well,
get an
that's going-
OnlyFans.
Guys, we're supposed to encourage people to pay us money, not discourage them from giving us money. Nobody wants to see that.
This is going exactly how I thought it would go when I found out all 5 of us are going to be here.
Oh, God.
Real moments, the emotional moments, or hidden meetings, or whatever good moment popped up from the movie. Seeing Sam Jackson with hair really threw me off. Because that's like his real hair. It's not like him in Pulp Fiction with like a Jerry curl going on. That's like real Sam Jackson hair. And I don't think I've ever seen him with hair. I don't know if you guys had that same reaction. Was like, oh
Also,
God, he has hair.
I don't know if
Yeah,
you can
dude.
answer this, but is this like early in his career, Sam Jackson?
Very much
Okay.
so. He's been doing stuff, but he wasn't big.
Yeah, because his role
Pulp Fiction
was
the following year.
not.
Yeah. And like he's really reining back, and then he does Pulp Fiction, and then we get the over the top Sam Jackson that we all know and love. And we're like, yeah.
That
But
established.
he gives you it a couple times. Yeah, he gives you it a couple times where you can see him really wanting to, and apparently that's the whole reason he's smoking the cigarette the whole time, is because he couldn't go full out, so he's just smoking a cigarette, and then he goes one of the guys was like, immediately when I saw that he was smoking the cigarette, I knew Sam Jackson was going to die. I was like, all right. But we already talked about this, but I'll bring it up again. Newman being so important to everyone in the 90s. I just saw Jerry Seinfeld say, Newman, the moment he jumped up on screen.
And of course, he's the villain.
One
Yeah.
of
He was. I don't really know if there was. The Raptors were
the
the
dinosaurs were the villains.
Yeah.
Not
Hey.
all the dinosaurs. Because the T-Rex was kind of the
The
hero.
dinosaurs were just trying to survive, man.
Hey, don't
A velociraptor's got to eat, too.
Life
don't villainize
finds
the
a way.
dinosaurs, guys.
Bring
It
it back
does.
to the last quote thing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is a good quote. You
Life
didn't say
finds
that
a
one.
way.
Life does find a way.
You would think that,
See?
like, if that guy can figure out that the frog DNA changed their sex, like, mid-panic mode running through the jungle, you would think that some scientist would have figured out that that was going to cause an issue.
Yeah.
This
I
whole
mean,
entire park is just flawed, and nobody
I think it
really
goes. Well,
knows
this is
anything.
in the. We literally have a category for this, but
We can do it now. Fuck it.
No, sorry. No. I just...
All right. Andrew, write it down in the Google Doc. We'll come back
All
to
right,
that. Do you know what category it's in? I know you haven't been
I
here in
could
a while.
figure it out.
this is what
The
happened.
first time we see all the dinosaurs, and then they're talking about the raptors, and he's asking all these questions, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, they're lethal at 8 months," and that's the only thing he gives them. Not like their growth patterns or what they eat or how they act. They're just, they're gonna kill you in 8 months. I was
when
like,
they're 8
huh.
months old, and these guys are adults,
Yeah.
so you're screwed.
I thought that was a great scene. Any other real moments for you guys before I just get into the main important two?
No, I kind of jumped ahead. I just like the whole first half. The setup of this movie is my real moment.
Yeah, they really do the good kid sense of wonder.
Yeah, and I
yeah.
just I don't know. I think if you like did the research on my takes for most movies, it's usually like the last 30 minutes or like the middle 30 minutes that I usually enjoy the most. So I was pleasantly surprised that I actually enjoyed the setup.
I was watching this and I was like, this is a perfect runtime of a movie. I was like, you don't want any more, any less, it'd feel a little rushed. 2 hours was perfect.
Well, all right.
I think.
I got a quick question. Have you guys been to
I'm
Go
not sure.
SeaWorld?
ahead.
I have once, and
Maybe.
now it makes me sad.
Before I was PC, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, did you guys have like any kind of wonder or like at any zoos, anything
Sure,
of the
sure,
sort
sure.
ever?
I
Yeah.
really do fuck with aquariums a lot. I'm a big aquarium guy.
Big
like, to
aquarium
this day.
guy.
Big
Oh, wow.
aquarium guy.
What really gets you to the glass? What's really drawing you into the
The
aquarium?
sucker
Mason?
fishes.
Oh, what gets you to the
Fucking
glass?
fishes, man. I just love fishes. They think
The
they're
salmon
cool. How they
ladder?
swim in the water.
Question.
You think fishes think they're cool?
All I remember was drove back to Jordan's Sense of Wonder. I went to SeaWorld one time as a kid, and they have the tunnel with the sharks. Like, you go through, like, an escalator of sharks, and it was awesome.
And you looked at
from
all
that
those
point
sharks
on-
and you were like, that shark thinks he's cool. So does that shark.
And I was like, I think these sharks are cool. And then I went to the Newport Zoo or aquarium, like, which is like if someone took out SeaWorld and took one animal from every exhibit and put it in like a football stadium, like a high school football stadium. It's like, here's our aquarium. And I was there for like 3 hours, and my family was like, "Can we go? Like, we've seen everything."
You're like, no, I'm a
But have
big
you seen
aquarium
these
guy.
Over
sharks?
under 1.5 hours. How much time did you spend at the touch and feel tank where you just touch the sea anemones?
No, I don't do touch and feel things because it freaks me out.
He needs
I don't
at least
like
an
that
inch
phrase.
of
I do not like that
bulletproof
phrase.
glass between him and
Jurassic
the
Park is perfect for Mason.
Yeah,
You
tell
never
Jeff
get to touch the
Goldblum that.
dinosaurs. Yeah.
I mean, well, we brought up Jurassic World. I would go to Jurassic World. You telling me that Mosasaurus, giant fish dinosaur, that's like Shamu on steroids?
Yeah, that was a metaphor
That's
for
awesome.
that, bro. That dinosaur is sad too.
don't know. If you saw the never mind.
Oh,
we're
boy.
we're off track.
Let's get back onto it.
Well, I did have a real moment, by the way.
Okay, go for it. We're 5 people. Is really
Even though
hard.
we went way off the rails here, I did have one. When they came across that is that a stegosaurus? The
Triceratops.
No.
Spike?
The
Yeah,
one on the ground that's dying?
Triceratops. Thank you. Yes, the Triceratops.
Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
Stegosaurus
Sarah the
is
Triceratops.
Sarah's the
what's that other-
Triceratops.
That other one. Right. What's who's the stegosaurus?
Spike.
Littlefoot.
Steggy.
No.
Ducky.
Spike.
Oh.
No, Ducky's that's the wrong guy. It's the other
Spike.
one.
No, it's Spike.
Spike.
Yeah,
I don't think
Spike.
a
That's
Stegos-
it. It's
I don't
Spike.
think that's a stegosaurus.
Spike is the stegosaurus.
Yeah, Jay said that.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
I
you,
didn't hear
Andrew.
that. I
Don't
think
give
cut
him
out.
credit.
Jay said that.
Sorry.
Don't give him credit. Don't come
The
here and
record
start
will show that
boosting
Jay
up Jordan.
said that first.
Well, we have no proof. Anyway.
When I control the audio, no one speaks about me.
Yes, when they came across Sarah, that to me was like, I mean, it's like you guys kind of said, that whole sense of wonder, like that was like kind of the peak of showing that, like, just awe that they were experiencing from seeing, you know, what they've spent their whole lives studying and now it's right in front of them. I did think it was a little weird though that dinosaur was like sick or ill and like near death potentially, and they were like smiling, laughing, like obviously I mean it makes sense why they'd be like so excited to be touching this dinosaur, but
Well,
it was
I
in
think,
obvious pain
well,
and they were like, oh
I
my
think it
god,
was
this
just
is
Well,
amazing.
no, so hot take here. It wasn't food poisoning. The dinosaur was pregnant. It happens every 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
also I think
Ooh.
some
Probably.
of their that's a great point, Andrew.
That's
I
a-
also think some of the ease came in because they were like, "Oh, don't worry, we like euthanized it." Or not? Wait, doesn't that
No,
mean
they just
Tranquilized.
They didn't kill it.
Euthanized is
Kill it.
very different.
What kind of zoo do
This isn't
you
your
go
40-year-old
to?
Sorry.
dog that
So
can't walk and
Let's go
shit
put down one
itself.
of these other dogs.
wrong eyes on that one?
They euthanize it once every 6 weeks.
Are you the Tiger
Yeah,
King?
but it was like, I think actually everything I was going to say doesn't really make a ton of sense considering that it was pregnant, according to Sinarman.
Well, yeah, well, let's assume it wasn't. What were you going to say?
Well, no, I was just going to say like, it still doesn't make a ton of sense because they still should have been very concerned. To your point, Jake, even though it was tranquilized and it wasn't an immediate threat, it was.
I
Clearly
mean, it
very
probably
ill.
wasn't.
She
in
was
extreme
crying.
pain. It probably
Dr.
wasn't.
Sadler was crying.
Yeah, because she gets to touch a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, but it seemed like
I think it was
happy
happiness,
when it
not
cried.
sadness.
it seemed like
yeah.
tears of excitement. Yeah, not like.
But
feeling
she
pain
also
for
was
this.
concerned. I mean, she was very
Right.
committed to
I mean,
trying to
and she
diagnose.
showed that afterwards. That it was just kind of the initial shock. It did just seem maybe a little bit out of place, but at the same time, put yourself in their shoes. Like, you're studying these things that have been extinct for 65 million years, and
Well, also
you're
put
actually
yourself.
seeing one.
Well, also put yourself in their shoes. Are you going to really be that sad if an animatronic dinosaur is dying? Nah.
Yeah, it would be much sadder if
You
the
better be a
CGI
damn good
dinosaur was
actor.
dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
Jeff Goldblum saying that's a big pile of shit in that scene made me laugh out loud because it was literally a big pile of shit.
Yeah, that was a big one.
So that's kind of the Triceratops being sick is kind of the start of the second half of the movie. The introduction to the T-Rex, and I just noticed this, like thinking about it today. They're showing you all the predators. We have the one that looks like a cobra. It doesn't come out to be seen. The T-Rex doesn't come out to be seen. We haven't seen the raptors. They literally go in reverse order for the rest of the movie of what dinosaur comes out. It's like the least threatening looking one to like, oh, this is the one everyone wants to see, to like the actual villains of the movie. And the way they go through each dinosaur and how they give them their own time to shine and how it gets bigger and bigger each time. I thought that was just great.
Yeah, that was
You
pretty
guys
cool.
noticed that. But the first T-Rex scene, how the kid has the glasses and then all of a sudden like, where's the goat? And the leg drops there. And then you like the whole water scene, which is the most iconic shot of this whole movie. They're knowing that the water's on the dash of the car and they have a guitar string that's going outside the car underneath the dash and they're strumming it. And that's what's making the water ripple.
Oh,
was
that's
like,
how they created that effect?
Yeah, and that's really cool.
That is
And then
cool.
you have an animatronic T-Rex, which is like the most frightening thing ever. with Jordan's roar that he won't give us.
No, I
Come on,
will.
Jordan.
I was just like,
I'll give it
This
to you.
is-
You just gotta
this
pay
is when
for
the
it.
movie goes from.
Ooh.
This is when the movie goes from, oh, we're a kids movie since the wonder to like, oh, this is like worst case scenario that's going on right now, and it was just from that point on, it was so suspenseful. I don't remember it being like that nervous for everyone, even seeing like second time, like knowing they're gonna get out alive. I was still like, my heart's kind of racing right now. Like, the whole, I don't know how Jeff Goldblum lives, but the whole him running away from the T-Rex and getting thrown into the building, the first time we see the T-Rex eat someone, the whole ice scene and the car getting squished, I was like, this is just frightening,
Yeah.
and it scared the crap out of me. And I wanted to talk about this scene alone because this is cinema gold. And yes, I just did use cinema, and I've been saying film and scene for you two, Tyler and Jake.
Nerd.
Nerd.
But yeah, what did you guys think of this? This is like the most iconic scene of this movie.
What
What
is
did
it?
you guys think of it? The T-Rex scene with the eye.
Okay. You said a lot
With
of
the
things
eye?
there, and I was just the eye.
Well, like she has the flashlight, and they said don't
Oh.
move and everything, and then she's like flashing the flashlight, doing a Daft Punk show, and then the T-Rex comes down, and like she flashes the light in the T-Rex eye, and the fact that that's a real
Okay.
like thing, and it shrinks, and then it does its roar and flips everything over. I just was like, oh my god, this is insane.
Yeah, that's the most real moment there. That one was the real.
Yeah,
moment.
that was a great scene. They actually, I'm curious if you know this. How much of that was CGI and how much of it was animatronics?
Most of it was animatronic.
Wow, they did a good job making
The
that
dinosaur
look real.
running after the Jeep is obviously not real.
Right,
But
but all the like kind of
squishy-
slow scenes were animatronics.
the squishing the car is a real dinosaur.
Wow.
Like the T-Rex
real
eye and
dinosaur.
everything. Well,
Hell yeah.
a robot dinosaur. The initial roar of the dinosaur is real. Like that first initial roar is real.
Man, I wish I could hear that again.
And then,
If only we had somebody that knows the role.
and then the
Maybe on your
I think-
birthday.
and then when they eat the goat, it's also real. When you see
I
them,
gotta
like,
wait for
swallowing
my
the goat-
birthday for that. Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yeah,
Mason. Carry on.
That was all real. And then obviously eating the dude is fake, and running after Jeff Goldblum's fake.
They should build a robot strong enough to pick up a person by his waist and lift
Well,
him up and eat him.
They
I think they have those things. Have you
actually-
guys seen some of the Boston Dynamics shit?
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's
true.
scary.
Robotics.
The eating of the goat is the actual real animatronic head eating like.
I assume that. Yeah, that looked
That
that
was-
was one of the scenes that actually looked very
That's pretty
animatronic.
freaking cool. I didn't realize that. I
cool.
thought that was all CGI. That's
No.
mind
He
blowing.
does a really.
That's
good,
really.
He does
good.
a really good job blending it. where,
Yeah,
like,
they.
you
I
have
mean, they
hard
do a
time
good job at
telling.
making the animatronics look very realistic.
That's really good because I didn't.
There's a
think
few
that
scenes
was the
where you could
case.
tell if you're looking for it, but
Yeah, and here I was
Yeah,
making my recommendation for a stock pick on iDNA for genomics. I should have been talking about ROBO for robotics.
You should, and
okay.
they need to come back.
Right
They need-
over the
More
head,
people
buddy.
need to do it like this. But
I can
Wrong
Tyler,
audience.
how'd you like that scene? You're a film fan as myself.
Tyler, what was your favorite scene?
Pause for dramatic effect, I assume.
No, I just like.
Hey,
I don't
copyright.
No,
Copyright. Stop.
I don't know. I don't know if I had a favorite scene. I know it's a little bit of a buzzkill, but I again want to just come back to the collection of the first half of the movie. Like I just thought it was the collection as a
That-
whole.
The first
that
half.
blows my mind that you loved the first half as much as you did, because I totally saw you as the whole kitchen scene guy. Because that kitchen
Yeah,
scene
I mean-
freaking terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I honestly think my favorite scene is definitely when they're feeding the dinosaur in the tree, which that was also animatronic.
That was cool.
And that one was the moment I was watching it. It was like, this is what Chris Nolan can't do, is like that simple moment of like, oh, we're basically feeding a giant cow, which is a great way.
Yeah,
to-
that was good.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is a kid, and then feeling like, oh yeah, I did this movie because I wanted to be a kid again. I was like, that's awesome, and I felt that in that whole scene.
Yeah.
But we'll go in the Raptors. They're fucking dope. And I think that's all we need to say about it. The whole claw thing, and then we actually seeing their fucking middle finger claw tapping on the ground is terrifying.
Freaky.
I was like, those things are
I love
scary.
Blue the Raptor. Blue the Raptor really stole the show. Oh, wait.
I don't know how
Wrong-
much.
wrong
Yeah, wrong
Jurassic.
movie. Yeah, I actually thought about
Yeah,
that too
Wrong
when I saw it.
trilogy.
I was like, "You're my boy, Blue."
Blue's dad was cool.
I think it's Blue's mom.
Oh,
What movie
right.
you guys
Well, I mean,
talking
we
about?
don't know. They could
Jurassic
be,
World.
but however, it could be his mom. It could be his dad. It just depends because the frog DNA lets him change sex when there's no opposite sex available. So,
Fucking science.
Is that
man.
the same in Jurassic
Fuck
World?
you,
too?
science.
4.
I think they-
Jump straight.
I think they figured it out in Jurassic World.
And didn't use frogs?
I don't know. Golden ticket. Part that's gonna bring you back to the movie. Fucking dinosaurs, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Enough
The
said.
CGI and animatronics looking... just the realism of the
dinosaurs are the
was
coolest
cool.
things ever.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Convinced.
The idea of opening a theme park filled with dinosaurs.
That's terrifying.
Oh my god, dude!
I would totally go
I had
though.
a video game where you would make the Jurassic Park video game where you would make your own theme park, and it was like
Dinosaur
roller
type,
coaster
dinosaur
tycoon.
tycoon. What
Yeah, it was Dinosaur Tycoon.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Real ri-
Yeah,
real
I
original.
lived for that, man. That was my jam.
Was it actually called Dinosaur Tycoon?
No.
Jake's like, if so, I'm buying it on Steam right now.
Yo, I'm not even
I
kidding.
say, that
I'm
sounds
not
like
gonna
a great
look that
game.
up.
I'm going to Google if this thing is real.
Yeah, no, seriously. It's like Jurassic Park, build your
Dino
own-
Park Tycoon.
Also,
Dino Park Tycoon. Oh my
1993,
gosh.
baby. Let's go.
No,
Yeah, man.
it was for like I'll look it up, but continue guys. I'll let you know.
Zoo
Yeah,
Tycoon?
please.
I don't know, Andrew.
I don't know, I might have to
Zoo
buy
Tycoon
Dino
is
Park
not it.
Tycoon.
Same.
is it a real
Yes.
thing?
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
called Operation.
Dino Park.
It was called Jurassic Park Operation Genesis.
Also, the fact that this movie is so popular, they have a freaking NBA team named after him is insane.
Oh, come on.
A raptor.
Oh my gosh.
the
Andrew, this game
Raptors
is
are named
cool.
after this movie.
You guys
sure?
are welcome
That-
for that, by the way. It's the absolute most insane game ever.
Are you asking me if I'm sure?
I guess I could see it, but I mean that doesn't seem that.
Yeah, I think you made
You
that
know what's
up.
The Raptors were an expansion
there's
team
like
in
literally-
1997.
Oh,
They literally named the team after this. And the outside of the court, where everyone stands and watches the games, where they show them all cheering when they won the finals, is called Jurassic Park.
oh really?
Yeah, they've just full on went to we like this movie. We're gonna
That's
name a
pretty
franchise
funny.
after it. And
I mean,
I'm
it's a
all for
super
it.
popular movie from the '90s. That seems reasonable.
I mean, how many
And-
movies can say we created a basketball team?
And in fairness, Velociraptors are terrifying mascots.
And Kawhi Leonard kind of has the arms of a velociraptor.
That is true.
Yeah,
to-
DeMar
totally
DeRozan
works.
actually is a Velociraptor. So back when he,
So was Chris Bosh, man.
And Chris Bosch kind of has
Yeah.
the
Chris Bosh,
the face
also a
of
bird of
Velociraptor.
prey.
Ah, there you go. That's the one we should be.
I saw Chris Bosh drop like 45 on the Heat when I was like 12. Great times. He was a great Raptor.
Great times.
That's deadly stuff. He basically cut their intestines open.
yeah, dude.
Tyler, do you want to talk about the first half of the movie some more? About why is you coming back to this?
No, honestly, the thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that, Andrew, your video game, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, I think what makes it such a great video game is the fact that it only has 55 CGI shots in it. The rest is just animatronics. And it's really going to stand the test of time because of that. I'm looking through these screenshots and I'm like, you could not pay me any kind of money to go and actually play this
Please take a screenshot of it and
Wait,
send it to
are
us
you
'cause
serious?
It will be on
game.
Instagram.
Jake's like, dude, what? I'm downloading this now.
Dude, this thing is rated 4.8 stars. I'm definitely playing this tonight.
Yeah, because it was sick when it came out 20 years ago.
So was Jurassic
much-
Park, and look how
Yeah.
it stands the test of time.
And we watched it and enjoyed it. What the heck's the difference?
Control, Tyler. When we have
Mason,
control.
where did your podcast go?
Dude, the moment Andrew was like, "I'm coming back this week," I was like, we're going for it. We're just full send. I don't care what's happening." We have some sort of a structure, like it's going, but It's as little structure as I
Nah,
thought.
you
it
know
was
what? This is
But Andrew
great.
brings up his
Let it
nitpicks in
run.
the first segment and it goes to shit real quick.
Dude,
This is amazing.
let's
Let it run.
let me get into that because I got when we get the opportunity and it comes up, I got a lot of nitpicks about these stupid people. who
That
claim to be
I'm
smart.
sure you did.
That's great. That's great.
Just wait.
We literally have a section for
In
you.
due time, Andrew. In due time.
Add it to the list,
I
man.
mean, we have had a Google Doc. We've had a Google Doc up since like May of last year. The fact that you didn't check it.
I just watched Jurassic Park today. Okay.
Oh, God. Want some cheese? Cheesiest lines of the movie. Everything Jeff Goldblum says is cheesy as hell,
Yeah, that's
but it's
fair.
awesome. Yeah. Every time Hammond says "I spared no expense," I've seen too many people joke about how many times he says it in this movie, and it has now become cheesy.
That's all I thought about.
Yeah. Every time he said it, I was like, "My God, dude, shut up! You say it every 5 minutes."
Goes to the gate. Gate starts opening. Well, I guess he didn't really spare any expense.
Yeah. Oh, how'd you do all this? I spared no expense. And then the food's good.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, your food's good. I spared no expense. I was like, dude, your grandkids might die right now. Stop talking about how much money you spent on food. Who wrote the new movies? Because I did not type that in.
Oh,
That's one of the cheesiest parts.
that was yours truly. Because you know what?
T-Rex Jr.?
I feel like we need some more creativity, not trilogy, not like repeats. And that's just what I feel like with the new trilogy. But that's just I'm just a yeah. You don't want I'm just a hater, so I'll just be quiet.
No. I think that you're right. This is like some of these movies that well, obviously you can't get mad at somebody for trying to want to make money off of the way you feel about this movie.
No, yeah, it's a money grab.
Like there's no creativity in everything's been done before, and even before that, The Simpsons have done everything before. But I feel that. I think
That's
like
true.
all the new stuff. I think like all the new stuff that comes out with Jurassic Park as a label on it now is just a money grab.
Basically, the Jurassic
Couldn't
World
you say
is
the
Jurassic
same thing
Park.
about Star Wars?
Yeah, I think that too, though. I do. It's like Breaking Bad. The reason Breaking Bad is like a great show is because it ended. The Walking Dead is a shameless money grab.
Fair.
God, Andrew, you haven't been here. You're just throwing out some
Hot
fucking-
takes of the whole industry going
Well,
on.
I was gonna say more like
Yeah,
Star Wars
they
has a
should have
continuing
3
story,
and then
so
no
it's
more.
okay.
Yeah, but even then you can still break those things
Oh, yeah.
up into 3 things, right?
Absolutely.
Jurassic Park had 3 movies, and then it got bad, right? So, good things should end.
No,
at
Jurassic
3.
Park had one good movie.
Well,
and then
I actually kind
four
of like
bad
this. I
sequels.
like the Spinosaurus one. Okay, is that 3? I think that's 3. The Return to Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
Have you rewatched it? There's a raptor that talks to Alan on a fucking plane and says, Alan! And wakes him up from a nap.
I think I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
That sounds awful.
New movies. It does sound terrible. If we're going to be stupid, let's be smart about it. The category Andrew has been trying to do this whole entire podcast. Here's my first nitpick. Why do dinosaurs have to be related to birds?
No,
The fact that the chicken is the closest thing to a T-Rex is the most depressing thing I've ever
it's
seen in my
the
entire
other
life.
way
It's not a
around.
nitpick. That's
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 scientific
science.
fact.
yeah, that's true.
Hey, I just said if we're gonna be stupid, let's be smart about it. This is me being stupid. It depresses me that the fact is a chicken is the closest thing we have to a T-Rex today.
It was funny watching that dialogue from Hammond, or not Hammond, Alan,
Alan,
because like I was watching it and I was like, yeah, duh. Are you trying to prove this right now? Because like everybody knows that dinosaurs are related to birds.
not in 1993. They didn't.
Well, I mean, in terms of evolution, birds and reptiles are very close to each other, and fish are not that far off also. Obviously, they live in the water, but mammals are far more evolutionarily advanced than all those other types of animals.
That's goddamn right, boy. We got thumbs.
Well, that's part of it, but there's... Yes.
It just made me sad. And seeing the Triceratops with a beak just was the thing that.
Why does it make
cheesed
you
for
sad?
me. Because fuck birds, man.
Birds
Birds
do
are
suck.
freaky,
I'm
man.
with Mason there. Birds
Have you
suck.
ever seen a hawk or an eagle hunt? Man, those things are freaky. Imagine if an eagle...
Okay, you said two birds.
Imagine a 10-foot eagle.
Condor.
Or a 10-foot crow.
I think there are I guess the are.
No,
10
not
feet
anymore.
long.
But that would be fucking
Jake,
terrifying.
name more than 5 birds. Go.
Like scary birds or just birds?
Just
'Cause
birds.
The first one that came to my mind was a pigeon. I can't say a 10-foot pigeon would be that scary to me.
I don't know. That'd be fucking
I mean,
It sounds like a
it's 10 feet
Pokemon.
big. It's pretty big. That would be pretty freaky.
Would you rather fight
It is. It's Pidgeotto.
100
Oh, this is fun.
100 pigeon-sized horses or 1 horse-sized pigeon?
That's a good question.
I would
100?
take on the horse size, the pigeon sized horses.
Yeah,
That sounds
I think
terrifying.
I would take
Like-
on 100 pigeon-sized horses. You could just step on all.
Either way is terrifying.
Yeah, the horses aren't flying at you. That's the thing that's gonna throw me off. I could just punt a bunch
Yeah.
of small
Soccer
horses.
practice.
I can't punt a 10-foot tall
Well-
pigeon that could fly at me.
Well, the benefit of the pigeon is they have hollow bones. You could probably injure it pretty severely.
I caught a pigeon one time with my bare hands. It was disgusting, but I felt pretty cool about it.
That is disgusting.
I want to
You probably
wash
have
my
some bird
hands
flu.
after hearing that story. Ugh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gross.
How many times have we seen each other in the past 2 weeks, Mason? Because
I do everything I can to stay as far away from pigeons as possible.
Also, really fast.
My-
Hey, really fast. This is also going to just be really weird, but I can do a really good pigeon noise.
Oh, do it.
I know it's
Wait.
Don't do it.
Only if Jordan will do his T-Rex noise.
True. Jordan, you first.
No.
We both know that I'm not embarrassed at all to actually do this.
Do it at the same time. Do a pigeon T-Rex.
No.
But Jordan's terrified to do it by himself. Jordan won't do
All
it
right,
because
here we
Jordan's
go. All right,
embarrassed.
here we go.
Do it at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, Jordan, go. All right. Well, the
RAR
pigeon was cool.
XD.
All right, we got.
Oh, God.
We got half of it.
Yeah, that was a good pigeon.
All right, and back to the stuff that we.
Anyway, Mason.
If we're gonna be stupid, we'll get back to it. We were being stupid. We did a fucking pigeon noise in this category. I don't think that's ever worked. Hammond, who can't walk, volunteers to go out in the middle of the jungle to go flick on switches that just got Samuel L. Jackson killed. I was just wanted to be like, dude, why the hell are you doing this? You have a cane and you can't walk without the cane. Stop offering your services because Lauren Dern has a vagina. I was like, that's the stupidest
That's all it
fucking
comes
scene I've
down
ever
to.
seen.
Dude, that old man is
it
so
drove
dumb.
me so mad. I drove me
I mean,
so
that was a
fucking
theme
mad.
that came up a few times when, dang, what was her name? Ellie? That happened a few times. She made comments like that, like woman inherits the world, and that one we'll have a conversation about sexism in a survival situation.
It's a
when I get
nice
back.
little drawback to Alien, Sigourney Weaver,
That's true.
and the
Ahead
powerful,
of their
strong
time.
woman.
Damn, Andrew, just fucking coming in, throwing 100.
Talk about real
Fucking-
moments right here.
Real
Everything
moment
that
right there, baby.
everything Ellie said is a real moment.
This is like Jordan with his hot take with Godfather last week that blew my fucking mind.
Go listen to the Godfather episode, everybody. I wasn't a part of it.
Look at that. Why was only Sam Jackson's arm left? The rest of his body was eaten. But let's just leave his arm for a great scare. Kind of bugged me.
I don't know. Maybe it got tossed across the room and the Velociraptor missed it. I have no idea. Good question.
Why did Timmy fly off of the fence instead of just dying?
No, we'll go to that scene. 'cause I
That
have
is
a
one of my
nitpick.
nitpicks.
So, okay, we'll just set it up.
Okay, yeah,
They're
Mason,
climbing
you
the
go ahead.
fence.
Talk about
They're climbing in the fence, and then they realize the electricity is about to come on. Fucking Alan's 12 feet back from the kid on the fence and said, "Jump, I'll catch you." And like they show a scene where he's super far away, and then all of a sudden they cut to it, and he's right up against the fence, and the kid's scared.
Yeah.
And then they cut to him again 15 feet away, and then the kid gets electrocuted and flies 40 feet off the wall, and Alan's just there and catches him.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? And then you're getting electrocuted. You're not letting go of that fence. You're just you're holding on. You're just the kid's just roasting on that fence, holding on. There's no way the electrical current's gonna let him go.
Yeah.
You know, you
There's
guys-
a few things to be said about that.
You guys got some really good ones, right? The one that bugged me the most, I don't know if you guys remember the very beginning opening scene when they're at the dig site, and then he finally goes, he pops a bottle of champagne, right? this guy's supposed to be really suave, rich business science guy.
Scientology.
Just call him a
Scientology
Scientology.
guy, yeah.
Is he Tom Cruise?
Yeah, dude. they
Science,
actually
not
believe that
Scientology.
stuff.
Big
So,
difference.
pours the champagne into like regular water glasses when in the background of the frame, sitting on the microwave, there's just clearly champagne glasses just hanging.
I did not
Like,
see that.
Wow.
Spare no expense, but I'm gonna pour this champagne into these water glasses for you guys. Fucking asshole.
What was their dig site?
He doesn't say he would use everything that
So
was expensive.
dumb,
He just would spare no expense. So he'll buy $700 champagne glasses. Doesn't mean he's going to use them though. That's my response.
It made me
I do
so
want to go
mad.
back to your electrocution scene though, Mason. Because you're right. Electricity going through your muscles causes them to tense up. If you're holding onto that fence, it's going to make you grip on and not be able to let go. You want to go flying 40 feet back. I think the like far away, then close, then far away was just one of those things that happens in movies where they, film things at different times and forget to make things line up, like people's hair being different or their tie being different or something. But I have another nitpick about that scene, about the electrocution specifically.
Give it to us.
So when I first saw this, I thought 10,000 volts, that seems like a lot. There's no way in hell this kid wakes back up from this and comes back to life. So I looked it up. And by the way, interestingly enough, I went to Google, would 10,000 volts kill you? After I typed in would
As one
10,000, the first Google suggestion was, would 10,000 volts kill you, Jurassic Park? So obviously, this is a question that people have. We need to talk about it. So I found this website.
It didn't give you a yes or no answer
And
yet.
now I have a bunch of malware on my
no,
computer.
we don't let him paint the story, guys. Fuck.
Bro,
Keep going.
it did. This website is literally full of nitpicks of what is wrong with Jurassic Park.
Oh my god!
Wow.
And in it, they do address the 10,000 volt fence. And here is the issue. I went from thinking 10,000 volts, there's no way in hell this kid wakes up, to 10,000 volts is not nearly enough for this fence. Because
That's a
here's the
good point.
thing. Here's some voltage of some other things that are
No.
used in this world.
I
according
really
to
hope
this
you give
website.
me that damn gum stick that I pulled when I was in 6th grade from people. That
No,
thought-
I don't know what that one is.
Damn it, that's what the barometer needs to be.
And I really should have done some more multi-resource searches here, but apparently a cow prod, which is used on a cow, which is obviously
Not a human.
big,
Much bigger
but
than a
not
human.
nearly as big as a T-Rex,
Mhm.
which this fence was built to contain. A cow prod is 500,000 to 1,000,000 volts.
Oh my god. All right, I'm out.
So wait, is a cow prod just the thing that they poke it with and let go of it?
A cow prod is the thing that I'm pretty sure people use to move their cows around.
like
Well, it's
well-
obviously not meant to kill the cow.
It's just so it's controlled. You can hold it and let go. It's not a consistent current. So you can have a fence, because my grandpa had a fence up for his horses.
Right. So you think if a cow prod is going to cause a cow to steer away from this electrical shock and go where you want it to go, which is 500,000 volts, you don't think a T-Rex is just going to plow through that 10,000 volt fence in a second?
No, because the initial shock will startle them. This is for when cows aren't listening and they're trying to herd them and move them. They shock them and make them move from the thing, where you can just get a little bump and they'll just go away.
Right, but if a T-Rex's momentum is trying to run out of that fence, it can't stop once it hits the fence. It's going to go through it.
If a dog collar is 5,000 volts, you sure as hell are not keeping a T-Rex out with 10,000 or a. Oh wait, never mind. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
10,000.
no, it was
so
10K.
even this,
That's right.
okay.
No, that's only
Yeah.
double.
You
Here's
guys
another-
imagine like the amount of voltage that it would take though to keep the T-Rex out.
Wait.
How would they write that on that tiny sign? It would be like
Also,
6
what power
billion
level are you pulling that
volts.
from?
Yeah.
So here's another example. Police tasers, which are literally meant to be a non-lethal alternative to their firearm,
Have you
are
seen them, though?
50,000 volts to not kill a human.
50,000 volts?
Are
So
5
this kid's
times as
not
powerful
dead.
as this fence.
This kid's not dead.
He would probably die from falling 20 feet off the ground,
Well,
but
no,
he
but
certainly
it'll
wouldn't
him.
be electrocuted to death.
That's
Anyways.
fucking insane.
And it certainly would not contain a T-Rex.
All right,
which
let's
is like
go with-
7 tons.
Let's continue with T-Rex and fences, because I got a nitpick with the whole T-Rex scene. It's iconic. It's great. Whatever. All of a sudden, we see a goat, and the ground's normal level, and then all of a sudden, it's a fucking 35-foot drop, and they just all, like, jump down. How the fuck did the T-Rex get up there?
Up where?
Anyone else notice that? So the T-Rex scene at
I
night,
did not.
when it blows,
He climbed it.
he doesn't have arms.
What do you mean?
T-Rex.
Have you
Have you ever
got
seen
some
the
tiny
sheep
arms.
in like Argentina that are like Machu Picchu that climb up these crazy ass hills without arms?
Have you ever seen Land of the
Goats.
Lost?
Goats climb mountains, not T-Rexes.
Yes, and not a man-made smooth wall. They climb a geologically made.
We don't have to bring up
with
all the
ridges
details.
and ledges.
Come on.
No,
Yes,
this
we
drove
do.
me
That's the
insane.
whole point of this section.
This drove me absolutely insane. It's a great scene, and I was immediately taken out by it. It was like, why is there a 30-foot fucking drop?
Maybe he has
like,
hops.
a T-Rex isn't 30 feet tall.
Now I think too that maybe, just maybe, there are two sides to the road.
But there wasn't two sides to the road, because there's the bathroom on one side that you had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, he's got a
at.
point
That
now.
was the part. That's the part of the park that you can get out and go to the bathroom and then come back in the car. They literally have a fence to block in the T-Rex.
There must have been like a little bit of like a ledge on the other side that like the T-Rex was cool with, but then like other than that, it just fell off.
They just have the goat, and then the T-Rex breaks through the fence, and then all of a sudden there's a sewer drain and a tree, and then the Jeep falls down the edge, and then it's just like done.
Not to mention, it falls down the edge, and then it gets caught in a tree, and then there's a really long scene of the car falling through the tree. How tall was that wall?
Exactly. I know T-Rexes are big, but that's like a 50-foot tall wall.
Mason's got a point here, guys. Okay.
Yeah, I was confused by the space that was going on. It was
Doesn't
weird.
ruin the scene at all. It's still a great scene, but like I was just immediately that was the first thought that came to my head. The first time I nitpicked during the movie was like, how the fuck did the T-Rex get up
Oh,
there?
dude, mine started much earlier than that. I was like, damn, is this guy scared straighting this kid and then not messing around with any non-real velociraptors?
Oh god. Does kicking a raptor in the face equal punching a shark in the nose?
No.
Because
I'd say so.
Alan just kicks the raptor in the face like it's no big deal, and the raptor is like disabled on the ground, and they're like, "All right, we're running through this tunnel." Like
He wasn't
stunned
disabled. He just
like-
got like pushed back for a second, went right back to him.
No, he went down on the ground. He fell off the thing and fell on the ground and was like laying on the ground. So he was disabled for a minute. It like startled him. I didn't know that
It
was
was
you
like
like
the
kicked
the
him in the
kangaroo
face.
video when the guy punches the kangaroo and it just goes whoa for like half a second, you know?
I didn't know in the raptor survival guide, they're like, "Hey, you see a raptor, kick it in the face. You're good."
Yeah, dude.
Like-
Bring a shotgun, evidently, too.
Or a machete.
I was just like, the first thing that came to my head was like, why is
talk
he
to me about
punching the
that.
guy in? He
God.
just straight up kicked the raptor in the face, and the raptor has like a giant mouth with teeth. You don't think the raptor had his mouth open at any point? It just was like, huh. Didn't know that was the thing you would have done. I would have thrown something at it. I don't think I would have kicked it with my foot.
There was nothing to throw. He had to save the child.
Fair enough.
There was no time for that.
Did this movie make you guys want to go to Hawaii? Because it's filmed in Hawaii.
Planning on
Hawaii.
going in 4 months, so
This movie didn't, but I do want to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii's phenomenal.
I saw
The
it and I was like,
beaches,
God.
the water.
I mean, Hawaii's overrated. That shit's way
Is it-
too
is it
expensive.
King
I call.
Man,
I,
you're crazy.
what? Get this man off the
Every
podcast!
jungle
How
movie
dare
is
you?
filmed in
Fuck. I've only
Hawaii
been to
is not
Hawaii once when I
overrated.
was 10, so
Hawaii's
can't
great.
really
Go
speak
to
that.
go to
Mai Tais?
Mexico, man.
Come
It's
on,
like
bro.
just as tropical. You get all inclusivity
Waves.
in that, and
And the water
and
gives
you
you
get
food poisoning.
street tacos.
Have you ever drank out of a pineapple?
I mean, you could do that in Mexico too. It's amazing. It's like on the
But,
same.
Also,
like,
not everybody has
Hawaii-
a passport, Andrew. Don't overlook that.
And well, we all need to just get one because of the stupid ID thing. But that's a podcast for someone else who cares about that
I
stuff.
guess not everybody does have a passport. Thank you for checking my privilege, Tyler.
You're welcome.
Parenting, question mark. We have a problem with parenting.
Yes.
In all Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard sucks in. Well, I guess
Who
she's
lets
just
their
a boy.
children
Still.
in a dinosaur park unsupervised? Explain this to me.
Just in general.
I'm gonna say this one thing. None of those children are related to anyone besides the old man who can't walk without a cane. And that's their grandfather, who has already raised children. So he's just there to have fun.
Wow.
He did think it was safe, though.
Well, it would also make
And-
but it would make sense that there's a gap with those parents' children, considering that he raised his kids. Clearly, he's not very adept at analyzing risk, so naturally, his kids are going to pass it down.
Oh,
and be
dude.
like,
Are you
go
kidding
ahead,
me?
Go
Absolutely.
to the dinosaur park. I don't care. Hang out with crazy
He's
grandpa.
not
It's all good.
adept at analyzing risk,
Hang out with
bro.
crazy D grandpa.
The storm starts rolling in, and he's like, "Well, but let's just send him on the tour."
Let's be real. If it wouldn't be that big of a deal if it wasn't for fucking Newman.
True.
The storm didn't really mess up anything besides Newman being a dick.
Yeah, you're right. Newman
Frog
is
DNA.
really the villain.
Newman would have
He
gotten away
allowed
with
the
it, too.
Velociraptors.
Newman would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for that meddling storm.
Yeah, or those meddling kids, for that matter.
God, them damn meddling kids. Or the Dilophosaur, the Dilophysis.
Sure,
The
that.
Dilophysis. Andrew, go on your frog DNA rant.
What about
Dude.
frog
Or-
DNA?
The fact that it took one guy who's just a
Oh, yes.
paleontologist, he's just sitting there and sees the eggs and he's like, oh my god, the frog DNA. Of course, that's what's happening here. Like, hundreds of
Right.
scientists couldn't think hey, maybe we make a
It
pros
wasn't hundreds. It was like
Whatever.
half a dozen.
What if we made a pros and cons list of what happens when we put frog DNA in? I bet one of the cons that they would say comes up first in the list is suddenly they can reproduce. Like, maybe we don't use it then.
Right.
And
So
you're telling me
they-
that nobody could figure that out?
They did kind of touch. You're right. It is absurd that they wouldn't consider that a possibility, but they did kind of talk about it a little bit. When the chaos theory mathematician and the two scientists come to check out the park right in the beginning, they're sitting in that conference room,
Yes.
and Grandpa's asking their thoughts on everything.
Okay.
And they said, you guys didn't have to figure any of this out, really. You stood on the shoulders of smarter scientists ahead of you. You haven't
that makes sense.
You're trying to skip to the reward without having to deal with the responsibility of all this
Without
stuff.
doing the work. Yeah.
You're right. I don't think they really put in the thought into everything that they should have. And I think they kind of got at that. You're right. That does seem like really this one random paleontologist just jumped to that conclusion.
It's the frog DNA.
It is kind of silly. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I think these also were lazy scientists.
The reason why it effed up so badly was because they suck.
Though,
Yeah.
frogs
It
do
was
got
probably
some crazy
dramatized,
DNA.
but
I gotta say that though.
it's a movie, so
Dude,
Just throwing that out there. Some crazy ass frogs. Okay.
No, Jordan, you're not allowed to throw something like that out there and not elaborate. Please elaborate on your experience with frog DNA.
yeah. Tell us about frog DNA, Jordan.
Would you guys endorse this park?
No.
No.
It's a death trap.
And it's just
Like,
it's
let's
greed.
say,
Like I
let's
said
say
at the start.
Newman. Let's say
It's
Newman
absurd.
doesn't suck, and like the park runs fine.
Yes.
But you go through the park. You don't see the T-Rex. You don't see the Cobra dinosaur,
No.
which it terrifies me. All you see is the plant eaters. I'm pretty sure you could just get me a park with just plant eating giant dinosaurs, and I would have been
Because
cool. Like,
no, Goldblum said it best again at the start of the movie, and he was like, "Look, dinosaurs had their chance, and they got wiped out. Just because you can do something, does not mean you should do something." And I think because of that reason alone, I would not throw my stamp of endorsement on something like this.
I would invest.
So you would.
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't. I would
No,
if
but
I was
Andrew,
if
that's
I
worth
was if
you're
I
the
was
scumbag that is exactly the reason with this.
No,
You are the
actually,
problem.
actually, hey,
Lawyer.
I would, I would
Wait, wait, wait.
actually be Dr. Grant. Okay, I would be Dr. Grant. I would be like, okay, so now that I know
So you
that
would
you
not
can't use
endorse
frog
that.
DNA, you gotta use
Let's be
higher
real.
than 10,000 volts on the wiring. Like, I'll invest.
Let's be real. The only person who
Those were
wasn't
not
a fan
his
of
only
this,
issues.
the only person that wasn't a fan of this whole park was
It's
Jeff
absurd.
Goldblum.
Yeah.
Until everyone started getting attacked. Even the lawyer who was getting sued, and they wanted to make sure after the guy got eaten, and rightfully so should be suing. Whoever was like, let's just push a cage to the thing with a giant dinosaur inside, and just have like 5 dudes just holding it back.
Oh.
We got this with a freaking raptor that runs 60 miles an hour in full speed.
The
Who the hell thought of that?
lawyer was one of the first people to come around to the idea because again, like
he was
the greed,
he was
and
all
the
for it.
greed and the power for
Dollar
like what the
bills.
money that this could produce. Yeah.
Well, he was doing it for the liability reasons, but I don't
the
know
lawyer?
how you couldn't get.
No,
yeah.
the lawyer had a line at the like conference table at the start of the movie. He literally was like, "The money that this thing's gonna bring in."
No, he was doing 2 different things. He was trying to deal with the liability of that lawsuit, but he also was trying to make sure for the investors that it was a legitimate investment.
And that's why he brings Goldblum. Because Goldblum is their paleontologist.
Oh, the
and
lawyer
Sam
brought-
Neill
no,
is-
he's a chaos theory mathematician.
Goldblum.
Why don't you do that with your math degree?
Jake's like,
That'd
okay.
be freaking dope.
I don't know what the hell a chaos theory mathematician.
Also, shout out
does,
Jake's
like-
math.
When someone
Hey,
comes
shout
with-
out Jake's math lessons on YouTube. Check it out.
If you need help with calculus, he'll help you. He can even tutor you.
Not
Shameless
chaos
plugs,
theory
bro.
though. I can't
We
help you
don't
with
have
that,
ads.
apparently.
We're just gonna add our own. We're gonna add our own stuff. Come on.
Might as
Me
well.
and Andrew may have not spent one night for like 3 hours watching
Yeah,
a bunch
I've
of Jake's
done that
calculus
too.
videos, trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
I've done that too.
We didn't. We had one time we thought we had the answer right, and we sent a video to Jake explaining why it was this answer, and then he
Didn't
just
have it
texts
right.
back, "Yeah, you guys are wrong." So
Oh, I wish I saw that.
Great
That would have been
videos.
great. That was me all of
If-
college.
if you struggle with calculus and you're avoiding it because you want to listen to
Yeah,
us,
if you're me.
Or me.
just know
Yeah.
Jake Osterholt,
Oh,
the
boy.
one and only of Jake Math Lessons, who also is a part of Keepin' It Reel, is a great math tutor, and he's the reason I passed all my math classes in college.
And while we may not all endorse creating a dinosaur park, we do endorse Jake's math lessons.
Oh man.
God, do we have any more?
The
stupid
more
things
you
we wanna bring
know
up?
thing just comes up. Yeah.
Oh,
Any more
boy.
things we want to bring up?
You know, gentlemen, it's been good to be back.
I thought you were just gonna. Are you just gonna leave now? Like, are you just
Yeah,
gonna
see you
leave?
later, guys. No, yeah.
And then he
Oh
left.
boy.
Don't worry.
Never to be
in
seen
6
again.
months, when we do Jurassic Park: Lost World, the second one, we'll call you back and you
Lol.
can melt down the
Lol
embers.
at the fact
Resurrecting me
you don't
from
think
the
something's
amber.
gonna get delayed. Come on.
All right, let's rate the movie. Here you go, Andrew. Here's the rating system for you because you've been gone.
Give it to me.
The highest tier. This is all personal. This is when, like, if you were doing a review, like how many stars you'd give
Okay.
it. This is your personal opinion of what you believe the movie is. Instant classic. You want to show people. This is the movie you would show your children. Like, I grew up with this. I want to share it with you. Instant classic. One below that. I see it in a bargain bin, and I'll buy it. Just whenever it is. And be like, oh yeah, this is on sale for $5. I'm going to buy it.
That bargain
You're,
bin.
yeah, you're on the next one. You're sitting on Netflix. You can't find something to watch, and you're like, oh hey, look, Jurassic Park's there, and you click on Jurassic Park. You watch it if it's available to stream. If your remote control dies and the movie just happens to come on autoplay, you're like, this is fine. I'll leave it on and be entertained for 2 hours. That one, or the lowest rating that only Jake's ever given a movie because Jake hates good movies.
What movie?
I hate
I'd rather
bad
watch-
movies too,
I'd rather watch paint dry.
which is
On a
what I
wall?
gave this rating to. Bad movie.
What movie was it?
7.
Okay.
That's right. That movie did suck. Can confirm.
Don't watch
Give
it,
it 3
Andrew.
stars.
Yeah,
Hey, Andrew,
you only
Andrew.
know that because you just went on a binge of liking my Letterboxd reviews. I saw that.
Andrew, let me tell you what you should do instead of watching that movie.
Watch paint dry.
Watch Paint Dry.
Well, Andrew, because you're the first one. It's your
And
first
don't
time
tell
back
Mason.
In a while.
I'm going. I would recommend this, baby. I want my kids to grow up and see Jurassic Park.
Instant classic, huh?
Instant
Classic,
classic.
5 stars?
Classic, 5 stars. And that's a
Wow.
review.
All right, I like it. Tyler, what about you?
4 stars, baby. And I want to tell you a story. It's gonna be a quick story. Don't worry. Not gonna draw this thing out.
When
for
is
a few minutes.
everything anything ever quick with this
Great point.
podcast?
Or,
We
or
are
me trying to
long-winded.
make a point on anything. Jurassic Park. My experience with Jurassic Park in the last couple of days was fate, because you had mentioned that it was streaming, available on Peacock. Well, guess what? You were like, oh yeah, just do a quick Peacock free trial. Sounds good. Fate would have it that 8 days ago, I started my Peacock trial so that I could watch a little Yellowstone. Heard a lot of
I heard that's really
heard a lot
good.
of good things out of Yellowstone. Watched a little Yellowstone. Made the decision like 2 days ago to cancel my Peacock premium before it auto renewed. Boom! I'm out of luck. Can't use my Peacock free trial. Check Vudu. You guys know I'm a big Vudu fan. It's on. It's like not on sale. Jurassic Park costs $15 on 4K. I'm like, screw that.
Yikes.
I guess I might just have to rent it or something. Wake up to the new deals that come out Tuesday morning. Jurassic Park on sale.
No way.
4K. If this is not 4 stars, add it to my collection. Bargain bin, baby. Digital bargain bin.
That's actually exactly what
there you
happened.
go.
That is
that is
100%
literally what
That's
happened.
good
reality.
That's the score I'm giving it. 4 stars.
So how much did you end up
That's-
paying for it?
Loved it.
This is why I love this rating system, because it literally comes into effect so
Yeah,
often.
and
Be like-
$9. So I say $5. It's not like it's that big a deal, but
That's a-
33%
No, it's not like
off.
$1.
33% off.
Hell yeah.
All right, Jordan, fuck up the rating.
I will do that just for you, Mason, because I just want to make you proud.
You don't do
And-
it just
You
for
do
me.
it just for you,
do
bro.
it- Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I think this one's actually, unfortunately, I mean, this is exactly what I would call a bargain bin movie, but I mean, it's not like 4 stars like in your thing, so it's like I guess I would
doesn't
stream
matter.
it if it's available.
It doesn't fucking matter. This is
Wait,
the
you're
thing. You don't
splitting
understand.
hairs.
This is
all
our
of that for
Oh,
3
God.
and 4. Like that's what you're.
our rating system is literally our personal opinion.
Oh boy.
I was not a fan of Inception. I would leave it on if my remote died. I gave it 3.5 stars. On
I think
Letterboxd, 'cause it's a good
Jordan. I
movie.
think Jordan would roar if he liked it a lot. So I
you guys just.
give this 3
It's what
roars
your
out of 5.
We should have done that. Jake, come bring us back to reality.
3 roars out of
How'd you-
5.
How would you?
I
rate
just
this?
want one goddamn roar. I don't even need 3 of them. I am actually, me watching this turned out to be in a similar boat to Tyler. You told us it was on Peacock, and I was running out of time and too lazy to deal with a free trial of Peacock, so I just went on Amazon and rented it.
Same.
And it was easily worth the $3 or $4 I paid to rent it. I would say buy it in a bargain bin. It's a good fair rating for it.
Also,
it's a classic.
like, thank you for validating my buy. I gotta watch it one more time, and there you go. I'm glad.
Yeah,
bought
I
it.
mean, if I saw it for $8 or $9, I would have bought it. Why not? I don't know when I'd watch it again, but
you would.
never know.
It's a really fun movie.
Yeah, it
This
really
a
is.
movie I could shut
It's
my
good.
brain off to.
It ages well too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like we talked about
It's
the
a really,
CGI.
it's a
and
really good
animatronics.
honestly that's a Jurassic Park's like one of those really good like anytime movies.
It is, and that's why I'm going to give it an instant classic.
There's not a lot of 1990, early 90s, mid 90s movies that age well, and this one does.
False.
Honey, I Shrunk the
Forrest
Kids.
Gump. Forrest
There's
Gump
some. I'm
ages
not saying there's
wonderfully.
none. I'm saying there's not a lot.
All right.
There's a lot that you watch that are like, oh, yikes.
There's a lot of movies I watch now. I'm like,
That's
"Ooh,
true.
yikes." I mean, like we watched Land of the Lost, and the T-Rex in Land of the Lost looks worse
Oh
than
my
every
God.
T-Rex
Don't
in
get me
this
started.
movie.
Don't talk shit on
But Land of the Lost
Lost.
Land of the Lost knows. their
Uh,
T-Rex
You
Yeah.
missed it, Andrew. You fucking missed it.
Yeah, this was amazing.
I ended up enjoying Land of the
It's
Lost.
Yeah, we
amazing.
talked
It was
Mason
clean
into giving
sweep.
it a good rating.
rating.
I
Sweet.
hated watching it alone, and we just went full board like this movie's ridiculous and had the most fun time doing the podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I like this movie now? So yeah,
Question mark.
I'm around it.
So instant
I will watch it.
classic.
Instant classic for Jurassic Park. Andrew is now like, hey, we're running too long, and he hasn't been around here long enough to know that this is just what happens.
We're gonna cut out a bunch. I made a really bad joke in the middle of this, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's only
You've
like
just
2
been
minutes.
tripping.
But remember,
Shit happens.
everyone, please like, rate, subscribe, follow us on everything. Instagram. I'm somewhat doing Twitter. I don't tweet well, but if you want something random and funny, follow us there. My Instagram game's been on point lately. Thanks for following. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Go watch Jaws. Bye-bye.